The Just Cause games were known for a tons of a variety, like in gameplay, right? Hijacking tanks, grappling hook, boats, hijacking boats, helicopters, jet gameplay, right? A wingsuit gameplay, right? A third person, a shooter type gameplay, right? Driving and all that, So tons of a variety, like with the Just Cause, like in its overall gameplay, First off, Just Cause games, what was very fun about them was their, the a grappling hook. So the grappling hook makes it so you can cover distance like a lot, like a lot quicker, right? So from point A to point B, it's a lot easier to get around, right? You feel very lightweight. So I don't know, just the mechanics of the game makes you feel very lightweight, so you can move around very, quickly. There's also things like the parachute. There's a wingsuit that Just Cause 3 introduced. The wingsuit makes it so it's easier, so you can grapple, transition into the wingsuit. It makes it a lot easier to get around like in the world, and so the grappling hook as well. You can at Just Cause 4 really like introduce so the different varieties like to the grappling hook, and you can grapple onto any area, like literally anything that's in distance, as long as it's within distance. So whether it be like a bridge or like a side of a building or like a tank or helicopter, obviously some sort of a mountain side, so you can a mountain climb with the grappling hook. It's very cool. You can grapple onto the side of somebody, of like some sort of a passenger plane. It's very fun. It is very, very fun, right? So again, the different varieties to the grappling hook in 4 and 3. So there's a grappling hook, so you can attach like the a grappling, wire between between any 2 points, and you can literally retract them, or you can repel them. So it's gonna pull two areas together, or two vehicles, or like two crates together. Yeah, it's just very fun. There are different magnitudes to the strength of the grappling hook. Just Cause 4 really did a good job with it. So there's like, light, medium, then there's strong. Like a strong grappling hook wire is gonna pull things very, quickly, more strongly, and like a lightweight is gonna be more. It's gonna have less power to it, So the grappling hook is a huge part of the Just Cause franchise. As the franchise went on, the grappling hook variety got better and more, obviously, like more smoother with better mechanics and gameplay features, right? So yeah, so vehicles. So you're gonna have vehicles, various vehicles. So you can drive literally any vehicle that you can find in the game, right? Whether it be a tank, sports car, speedboat, helicopter, some sort of plane, attack jet, right? I can even drive. There's even this one. It's not really a vehicle, but it's like some sort of mech. So this badass mech, which is kind of like this futuristic kind of tank, right? With a badass superpowers, and yeah, you can literally drive any vehicle, like any vehicle, any that you find in the world, right? At the time, gameplay is very fun. Just Cause 4 has so many different variations. Like the tank, right? Not as much as if you played like a Mercenaries 2, but still, it still holds up very well. Helicopters and attack jets and planes, you can have those as well, like in the game, right? So the sky's the limit, like in for vehicles available to you, and yeah, like it really adds a lot again. So these vehicles, it's a lot easier to get around like in the world, right? So from and the Just Cause worlds are massive. So Just Cause 2, I remember, was like 400 square miles, or something like that, and then Just Cause 4 is like twice that or three times that, so it's 800, or it's like what, a 1200 square miles. So that's a massive map, and getting around the world sometimes can be challenging, but once you get certain supply drops, you can call in jets and helicopters, so it's a lot easier to get around. There's even fast travel. There's fast travel too as well, but there's fast travel restrictions too, like you need a certain token to fast travel. The Just Cause games as well, like I said before, at the world, so the worlds are so huge. visually very beautiful, right? Just cause 3 and 4, you're in these two different South American islands. So every mountain sides, right? You're gonna have mountain sides, beautiful sea lines and oceans and seas, and there's small towns, right? Distinct towns, right? There's military bases as well. The skyline is beautiful, like when you're flying like in the clouds, like way above the horizon, right? The skies look beautiful, and looking down like on the land, right? It just looks beautiful. So visually, very beautiful games, right? Obviously, like as you went on, so as you went into Just Cause 4, 3, and 4, like on more newer generations, right? It started to look a lot better because obviously, like they had more access to better graphics and better visuals and yeah, etc. Special weapons and DLC items. So DLC, that's a big a part of a Just Cause. Going back to Just Cause 2, you had DLC. What do you call them again? You had the cluster, a grenade DLC. You had the wind gun DLC, which is brought back in Just Cause 4. You have other things like a literal jetpack in Just Cause 3, the jetpack on the wingsuit, which makes you move around the world a lot easier. So you can move around the world much easier, right? So much easier. There's other things too, like the mech. The mech is probably the best DLC. Like that's one of the best, one of my favorite DLCs like of all time. There's other things too. There's different special sniper rifles. There's special assault rifles. There's a fluidity. Just these different DLCs like are very cool. There's even like an actual drone. So there's a drone. Oh, there's even like a lightning weapon. There's a lightning weapon that 4 introduced. The lightning weapon, or I think it was 3, literally summon lightning. So it would summon lightning, and yeah, you'd have to be careful because it would damage the place. So if you're not careful, it would also do damage to you as well. There's like an airstrike weapon. So yeah, tons of different things. There's even cars. So the cars in the game, there's a DLC that adds these various sports cars and these badass muscle cars, right? The muscle cars, very fun. There's different types of races as well and time trials with the cars. One of my favorite moments too as well, like in the game, is driving around like in sports cars around the map. And the world is huge, right? So you can't really travel like with a sports car, right? Because the world is massive. Like in the actual open world is massive, But like it's just fun to having to drive around, like going up like a hill or driving down a hill, and you'll have certain the military chasing you, or like these evil forces are coming after you, and then you're trying to get away from it. I get away from them. There's even stunting. So stunting too is a big part of it too as well in Just Cause 2 as well. So stunting, right? There's gonna be things like in the game, right? A grappling hop, like like a sort of building using the wingsuit via like a skydive, the parachute. There's even parachuting too as well. There's badass stunts so you can let the car drive or like a certain helicopter run like an autopilot while you are literally swinging. You're upside down like with the grappling hook. So the grappling hook is very versatile. While you're on the helicopter, or no, on the bottom like of the helicopter, as the helicopter is still in autopilot, right? Still flying, but it stays there, like, so it stays in one area, and yeah, so. But again, one of my most going back to the DLC items, that's one of the best parts of it, especially later on, like in the franchise, right? The DLC items really gave the game that extra personality and replayability, and yeah, challenges. I remember Just Cause 2 had challenges. All of them does have challenges, right? So time trials, the challenges are more so time trials. Just Cause 3 had explosion type challenges, right? Just Cause 2 had more, you would fly through these rings, right? A checkpoint, so you gotta get through as many checkpoints as possible, and that you'll get to the next point, and then you gotta get to the finish line, right? It's very fun, especially if you have a Cessna. You'll be flying a Cessna, or you'll be grappling. You'll be using your wingsuit, trying to get through these checkpoints, after checkpoints, trying to get to the next point, and yeah, etc. And yeah, so Just Cause games, lots of variety, versatile gameplay, right? I know some of its objectives are repetitive. Just Cause is not known for its story. Story can be very unforgettable, right? But it's more so a game just to have this big open world sandbox, right? To go around, right? Have as much fun as possible, right? Explore the world, going at as many vehicles as possible, and yeah, so yeah, Just Cause. If you like open world type games, I recommend this one, the Just Cause franchise. Thanks for watching.